trash and recyclables and containers around the field. Smoking is not permitted inside the stadium. Exit and re-entry is not permitted during matches. national anthem. City FC women's team up 5-0 after 4 minutes.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back inside historic Keyworth Stadium in tonight's Google Fi broadcast as Detroit City FC plays host to Stumptown AC in NISA soccer action. Alongside Sir John Krieger, my name is Neil Rule. Happy to have you with us all over the state of Michigan on television, YouTube, anywhere in the world. And John, as we take a look at the NISA table, well, as we come down the stretch of this spring season, while Detroit City FC can't mathematically lock things up, they can put an absolute headlock on the table here as far as the spring is concerned.
Look, Neil, with a win tonight, it's only Chattanooga that can catch Detroit City FC for the best record in the spring season. But more importantly, it's about the good run of form that City have been on. And they go into a long layoff at the end of tonight's match. You want to go in with a win, that's what's important tonight.
You talk about a good run of form. Nobody's been doing it quite like Detroit City FC defensively. We know Nate Steinwasser gets tons of clean sheets, but through all that, John, tonight, City could run off 1,000 minutes in a row without letting a goal up in the run of play. It's an absolute incredible stat.
It is, but you know what's more important? The way they play the game. It hasn't been long ball. It hasn't been park the bus. It hasn't been steal at 1-0. It's been entertaining soccer. That's good for the game, and it's good for the fans here at Keyworth.
And no one was more entertaining than Pato on Wednesday night. He had a brace. Can he stay hot? We will find out. We'll get to the starting 11s, and of course, we will kick it. Coming up next, Detroit City FC and Stumptown AC.
Chevy is America's fastest growing full-line brand, and people are taking it everywhere. Taking Trailblazer outdoors, confidently taking on new places with Equinox, and taking on more with Silverado. Whatever you do, there's a perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. Find your perfect Chevy. GM employees with a current eligible Chevy lease can get this Blazer for $219 a month. Chevrolet, the best-selling family of SUVs in Metro Detroit. Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
The highways and the throughways try to map you, baby. I got your back.
To the rest of the world, Detroit is where they build cars. But to your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers and everyone who proudly call themselves Detroiters, it goes way beyond that.
I got your back.
Detroit may be known for building cars, but together, we all built Detroit.
We are one when we get going.
Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Detroit City FC Soccer is presented by Google Fi, a different kind of phone plan. By your Metro Detroit Chevy dealer. Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Ally. Start saving for what matters to you at Ally.com. Back inside Keyworth Stadium. Let's get to our starting 11s. Brought to you by DMC, the official sports medicine provider of Detroit City FC. And John, as we check out that 11 for DCFC, a bit of tweaking, as you might have suspected. A couple of factors for that, John. Number one, a match on Wednesday. Number two, it's almost 90 degrees out there, probably close to 100 on the pitch. So certainly some tinkering with the 11 by Trevor James.
Absolutely, and you take a look at it up top, the big change. Baxstad, it was a substitute on Wednesday, comes into the starting lineup, but he's up there with Pato, the man who had the electric race. It's going to be a 3-4-1-2. You ride with the formation horse Sabrunya, and I would not be surprised to see the full complement of substitutes used tonight because of the heat.
Stumptown AC on the other hand, a 2-1-0 mark. They're coming off a 1-0 win at New Amsterdam. That was all the way back on May 14th. So, John, this Stumptown AC team has had a lot of time to prepare for this match. They've had a lot of rest, but with also that might come some rust.
You know, it's another preseason for them, really. They got through the Legends Cup. They had 3 games in 7 days, and then they had a long layoff in between. The man you want to watch? Alex McGrath. He is a hard-working guy. Rod Woodward, the head coach of Stumptown AC, said he's the guy that can take his own chances, but also can create for his teammates. They acknowledge there aren't going to be a whole lot of chances against this city defense, but if there's going to be a chance, chances are Alex McGrath's going to play a part.
The head coach for Stumptown AC, as you said, Rod Underwood, in his first season. Most recently was the head coach of Montego Bay United FC of the Jamaican National Premier League. Also was an assistant on the Sacramento Republic and Portland Timbers of USL Championship staff as well. He was very entertaining in our weekly chat, and he was a guy, John, I was really taken aback and got a good chuckle out of it. He made no bones about it. He said, we're coming in here, we're going to do what we do. And Detroit City, what they do, the crowd, all that stuff will have no impact on what they do. He said, if we do it, we'll get the result we want.
You know, and he mentioned the crowd. He mentioned the drums of the Northern Guard. He said, I hope they bring it. I hope they come out. I hope they give us a little bit of a look. I hope we give them a match they want to watch. He knows what they got going on. He also said, point blank, you know, a lot of times when we're talking about Detroit City with visiting coaches, we ask them what they think, and they give us platitudes. He cut right to it. They're champions. They play like champions. If we're going to win, we got to play like champions. We got to beat the champions. And the Northern got out here trying to make sure that they don't get a chance to do that tonight, trying to be the 12th man on the pitch for Detroit City.
On the other touchline for DCSC, of course, it is Trevor James, former scout for FC Barcelona, Newcastle, and the English national team. Also was an assistant coach for the LA Galaxy under Bruce Arena, was the interim head coach of the Galaxy twice, and an assistant for the Portland Timbers as well. So high-level coaching on both sides. Detroit City FC will be in the Rouge kits, as they prototypically are here at Keyworth. Stumptown AC in the all-white get-ups with the black trim. The officials here tonight, Rashawn Clark, Jake Brochu, David Eberline, and Christian Vorovenci. And we got a couple seconds here before we get things going. So, John, let's take a look at what's coming up for Detroit City FC. As I said in the open, we're coming down the stretch of this season, and there you look. That's all there is, John.
Absolutely. 21 days there. That's a long layoff for a team. You want to go in with a good result. But you know what? It's going to be another opportunity for Trevor James to have a bit of a preseason with the boys. I wouldn't be surprised they break some things down technically. Then they get ready. They can key on July 3rd, that big date, the NISA Spring Championship. That's the one to bring home more hardware. Then you go into the Independent Cup and then almost right into the fall schedule. So the 3-week layoff they've got coming up after tonight is going to be really fundamental for the rest of the year, both in their quest for silverware and also setting up the fall season.
So we are just about ready to rock here. Great crowd on hand here at historic Keyworth Stadium. As the restrictions continue to be loosened, the capacity continues to rise. There's a vibe, there's a juice in the air, John. Everybody feels it. We're getting through this, and everybody's back where they want to be.
You know, I walked in tonight, and the U23 match was ending a 3-0 win for City in that match, and there was a buzz in the air. I kind of got the hairs up on the back of the neck. That's how you're supposed to feel when you walk into Keyworth Stadium. That's how it's felt for the entirety of the club's time here, and it felt like that again tonight. You and I have talked about the fact that it's been little by little that getting back to normal. Normal is here. You know what else is normal, Neil? Nate Steinwasser with a clean sheet.
Yes.
That's what's normal. Hasn't allowed a goal from open play in 963 minutes. Not since the fall final of last year's NISA fall tournament. That guy at home in between the sticks. The Northern Guard calls him Stein Monster for a reason. The point-blank save he had when it was scoreless Wednesday night was a game changer, I think, for Detroit City Football Club. That guy anchoring the back line and with his defense where he's supposed to be. A big man for City this year.
Stumptown AC will have the possession. Aguikunga will get things started.
Neil, City's going to start in the same 3-4-1-2 that they played on Wednesday night. Going to be very interesting to see how Stumptown line up. They listed 6 defenders on their starting lineup. Going to be interesting to see how many of those defenders become de facto midfielders and ride up the wing.
The whistle sounds, and we are underway at Keyworth. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Our Google Fi broadcast. Happy to have you along wherever you're watching around the state of Michigan on television. Streaming worldwide on YouTube as well. Good evening or good morning, depending on where you are watching. The Northern Guard in full effect as well. The trans smoke here during Pride Night.
Had the rainbow smoke on Wednesday night, trans smoke tonight. You'll continue to see that throughout matches here at Keyworth. The Pride flags hanging above the Northern Guard section as well, all the way across. It's all part of the Pride Racer campaign that the Northern Guard have been a part of and were part of founding, raising money for the Ruth Ellis Center in Detroit. Pledges per goal now close to $1,500 going to the Ruth Ellis Center.
You love to see it, no question. Ball up the left side, played towards the touchline by Stumptown AC. Kevin Gonzalez, the keeper for Stumptown AC. This portion of tonight's Watch City broadcast brought to you by the DMC, the official sports medicine provider of Detroit City FC. We were just talking about Kevin Gonzalez, 2 seasons with the Oakland Roots. He's got 3 matches started under his belt this year, surrendered just 2 goals. Last time out for Stumptown, a 1-0 win at New Amsterdam FC. Game-winning goal scored by Alex McGrath. In inside the 18 for the first time. Ball goes in. A limited opportunity for City. Matt Lewis will chip one towards the left side. Lewis tracks all the way back to play it to Steinwasser. Malikia Carpe Jr. with the pressure. Throw-in comes up to Stumptown. Reese Williams will toss it in. Spent a season with the Real Monarchs in the USL Championship. Also played for the New York Red Bulls U23 team. Had a season with Lansing Ignite of USL League One. Got the opportunity to call some of his matches. Of course, he was teammates with Pato on that Ignite team.
Early look here for Stumptown, Neil, is a back three. And the midfield is almost running in a diamond that can convert to add extra defenders when they're not in possession and try to move forward when they are. Carpe is your man up top. He's going to be up top all day.
Lewis will volley that back over the midline. Pato flicks it up ahead, and that will track to Gonzalez. So, John, we cross over into the 4th minute. What are you seeing so far? I know the feeling out process continuing to play out, but as we said, Rod Underwood was very guarded about what he wanted to do, certainly guarded about what he wanted to do formationally. What do you see him?
Well, they have that midfield diamond going in 3 at the back. Carpe is going to be your man up top. You're going to have 2 Detroit City center backs marking him. He's really good in moving away from the defender and off the ball. And I would expect physical play in midfield from Stumptown early. Try to establish a presence. They've used the long ball twice. I think that's going to be a tactic for a lot of tonight.
Ball sent in, misplayed. Steinwasser closes the door one more time. You almost expect it now. Stumptown still with the possession. Boy, Alex McGrath had a prime opportunity and boy, Nate Steinwasser just said negative.
That ball looks huge to him right now, Neil. Got down, great job to go low to his right, make the save. And now City will let the pressure escape a little bit. Stumptown looks a little more physical than LA Force did, and there is the man of the hour.
Yep, Nate Steinwasser was a Horizon League goalkeeper of the year, was top 15 in the nation in saves during his time with Detroit Mercy. And he booms that one down the pitch. Cyrus Sadie, the magician, magical again with the ball at his feet, wings it out to the left side. Pato touched it up. Stumptown will come away with it. Kia Carpe Jr. He will earn the whistle, but John, I think what you just saw on your television screen or tablet screen or phone screen is a lot what Malikia Carpe Jr. is going to see all night tonight. He was 1v2. It's going to be a long uphill climb for him.
And that's because City's right and left back are so pacey that if you're Trevor James, you can just say, look, guys in the middle, mark Carpe. It's going to be Stephen Carroll's job all night to make sure he doesn't have a whole lot of joy on the ball. And Stephen Carroll's very good at that. You know, as we watch Nate dribble there, you know what makes him so special? He's been a long-time servant of this club. Remember, he was on the bench for the Midwest Region Final in the NPSL days. This is a guy that had seen other keepers come in when this club was in lower levels of the American game, took his spot, kept coming to training, kept working. City went pro. Trevor James came in. Nate earned his spot, and now you wouldn't dream of taking him out of the lineup. This is a guy's waited a long time for the chances he's getting now, and he's making the most of them.
There's a good look at Anthony Manning. Played his college soccer at St. Louis University. 3rd round pick of the Portland Timbers in the 2015 MLS draft. And that whistle will sound, and justifiably so. Agui Kunga pulled by the kit, and that was pretty plain as day.
Early going here, Neil. City looks a little bit slow coming out of the traps, and they're playing against a team that hasn't had a competitive fixture for a long time. They will be well and truly rested, and this is an entirely different weather environment for Wednesday night. They had to run in the rain for 90 minutes, got a lot of the same 11 in the starting lineup, and now you're playing on a night when it's 100 degrees on that field. And Stumptown has come out, and they've come out punching.
Anthony Manning goes in the books. So Manning gets the yellow, and it was a pretty significant tug of the kit.
That, though, changes things a little bit, Neil, because now Anthony Manning, who likes to play a physical brand of the game, is on a booking 7 minutes and 38 seconds in.
Cyrus Sadie will clear it out. Pato gives chase. Can he catch up to it? He'll be cut off. Gerano Navia able to control it.
But you love Pato's work rate, even in not being able to get to that ball.
Nate Steinwasser, though, continues to star for Detroit City FC and break this one down, John. That was a prime opportunity for Travis Ward. To McGrath.
Beautiful strike, and Steinwasser just instinctively going low and making the hands big. One of the underappreciated things of good keepers, the ability to keep their hands and wrists strong when trying to make that save. And Steinwasser in a good instinctive position on a very good strike.
Cyrus Sadie steps up through the middle, touches it wide to the left side. City still with control. And that whistle will sound. Max Todd held up.
That's a good decision by the official there. A lot of officials will let that go because he stayed on his feet. But if you want to reward players and encourage them not to dive, you have to blow the whistle on that play. Good job by our center referee tonight to make that foul call.
And that is Rashawn Clark, the man in charge. Throwing coming up for City as we cross over into the 10th minute. DCFC with an unforced error. Maxi Rodriguez put a little too much mustard on the hot dog for Matt Lewis to handle.
We've seen that a couple times tonight, Neil. A couple of touches that are just a hair off.
And if you're just joining us, certainly if you're watching around the state of Michigan, you already know it's a warm one out there. Opening kick temperature was 87 degrees. It's pushing 100 degrees out on the pitch. What a touch by Cyrus Sadie. Here's Pato working wide. Sadie has it. Just yo-yos it along that touch line. City reverses the pitch. Manning with the misplay. You don't see that very often. Take a look at that. Kia Carpet Jr. able to get in the mix, and Stumptown will earn a corner. And yeah, John, I think you're right. Just Detroit City FC not overly sharp here in the first 10.5 minutes.
No, and I think that's just a product of playing Wednesday night. Playing Wednesday night, having to have a recovery day on Thursday, one real day of training on Friday, but you can't go too hard, and then you come out to a day where it's 90-plus degrees. That's tough to rev the engines.
So Stumptown with their first corner of the evening. Sent into the mixing bowl. Had it up top over the frame. I think that was Jacob Krim that was in the mix. And we'll do it again.
Nice job by City just to clear it out. Matt Lewis, I think, got a head on it.
Same corner. In swinger on the service one more time. That ball's loose. And DCFC will clear it out. Cyrus City can't catch up to it. And Nate Steinwasser comes off his line to play it.
I don't think Nate was quite sure as to who that had come off. Didn't want to concede another corner again. Interesting defensive alignment for City on this corner. Marking and putting players on the line. That allowed Stumptown to get a lot of bodies in front of Nate Steinwasser when they put things into the mixing bowl. Normally, Trevor James plays a higher line, has his line out top of the 6-yard box.
City will throw it in as Robert Hines runs back 2 seasons with the Oakland Roots. Played in all 3 matches of the spring season. Detroit City FC looking for 3 points and to put a hammerlock on the NISA spring table, which they would do. They have been a machine. They have ran their way through NISA since coming in.
And good again by the center referee to call the foul again. And City tried to stay on their feet, and they got rewarded again with the free kick. There are a lot of referees that will let those little ones go.
Ball served in on the left side. This one's headed away. Cyrus Sadie to Venegas. Venegas with the chip across. Filerman, can he catch up to it? He cannot. Couldn't quite track it down.
I think that one's on the train tracks, Neil.
That one did get booted out of Keyworth. Pato coming off a brace on Wednesday. Scored 39 goals in college at St. Mary's in Division II. Had 7 goals for Lansing United at USL League One. And a brace against FC Tucson during his time there. Now tied for the NISA League lead with 3 goals on the season.
Nice job by City there to close down. 3 players closing on the Stumptown player, forcing a throw.
Here comes City up the left side again. Service up, looking for Connor Rutz. Max Todd in the corner. Venegas the toe poke. Cyrus goes back towards the line. Boy, off-arm shove by Reese Williams. He gets away with it. Throw in coming up.
In the NBA, that would have been an offensive foul, Neil.
No question.
With the off-arm. But not tonight. A good step in defensively there by Max Todd. Just cut off the angle for the pass forward, forcing Stumptown to go back, and that allows Pato to run at the ball. And Pato forces the unforced error by Stumptown.
They will say instead it was deflected off of City on the way out. So Luis Garcia Sosa comes over to take possession and throw it away. There is Trevor James. As the director of scouting for the Chicago Fire, oversaw Indy 11's transition to USL Championship. If it's happened in soccer over the last 3 decades, chances are he's been a part of it at some level.
And you know, I thought it was telling, Neil, as that goes helpfully into the suites. I thought it was telling in his conversation with you on one of the local morning radio shows when you were doing some fill-in duty a couple weeks ago, and you asked him about the state of soccer and coaching in this country, and he was very frank in the fact that sometimes to build a good club and to build a good culture, you need someone with experience in coaching, not just in playing. And Trevor has had experience playing early in his days, but he's come up as a coach and as a scout, and when he was given this project to spearhead here in Detroit, that's why it's paid off. Because you can talk about winning as a player all you want. It's different when you have to find and recruit talent. And that's where a lot of his assets come forward and have helped Detroit City.
And you don't have to believe John Krieger. You can just check the resume. I mean, it's easier to just believe John. It takes less time.
I mean, I
prefer. You know, if you're one of those kind of people, then go ahead and check the resume and get back to me.
There's a reason he was on the backroom staffs at Barcelona and with the England national team. And what he's done here is absolutely amazing.
Here's Ward with it, turning around. John, I'll tell you what, as we move in towards the 18th minute, Stumptown AC has been pretty impressive here on the road against DCFC so far.
They have come in, and you know, Trevor James says it. It's a cup final atmosphere for any visiting club. They're coming in front of a full house here at Keyworth tonight, and they're playing up to that occasion. They've been physical. They've been unafraid. You know, Rod Underwood said they were going to do what they do. Well, what they do is try to play the ball and the man, and they've done that a lot tonight, and it's worked for them.
Travis Ward through the middle. Spent a season with the Greenville Triumph of USL League One. Played 2 matches for the Michigan Stars last year as well. Last I heard, the update coming from Romeo High School, the LA Force had an early 2-0 lead against the Michigan Stars.
City fans will not be heartbroken about that scoreline.
Nope.
Not at all.
Like what they've heard so far from Romeo High School, I know that.
Very interesting formationally for Stumptown, Neil. They are really using that midfield as a combo midfield. 5 in defense when they don't have the ball, and then moving 2 of those players forward when they do. That's an awful lot of faith that Rod Underwood has in his midfielders to be able to be always aware of what's coming next. Because if you've committed forward and away from that 5 defensively, and you get caught on the counter, like an opportunity here, and don't win the ball back, you can get caught watching the paint dry and in trouble in a hurry.
There comes Pato. Kevin Venegas up with him. Venegas, the reversal. Tons of space on the left side. How about that receive on that left wing? Ball sent towards Pato. Venegas can't catch up to it. Here's Travis Ward. Chipped ahead. Here comes Stumptown. It's 3v5, and that ball will trickle towards Steinwasser. Nate Steinwasser with all them clean sheets rolls it out.
Also worth noting, I think the back line for Stumptown much more composed than LA Force was on Wednesday night.
I would agree with that.
Very well shaped. They haven't given an awful lot of opportunities for beating the offside trap. If they've kept a very consistent line across the back, they are also very clearly marking Pato anytime he gets anywhere near the attacking third. And it's actually forced Pato. Remember, Pato's one of the front 2 with Max Todd. He's been forced to track deeper and deeper to try to get his boot on the ball. That's not what Trevor James will want. He'll want his midfield to get the ball to Pato, not Pato coming to get it.
There's Travis Ward with Reese Williams. 2-man game, not really going a lot of different places for Stumptown as they keep that possession. There's Connor Rutz. But again, John, just there's nowhere to go forward for Detroit City right now.
Now, Stumptown's midfield very good at clogging the channels. They're cutting off angles. They're doing, in short, what we're used to seeing City do to other teams. They've really been calm and composed. I got distracted there for a minute. We have our first full house Tetris of the year by the Northern Guard, and I got all the feels. Look out.
Ball slotted ahead. Kia Carpe Jr. into the 18, takes a dive, does not get the whistle. That was pretty plain to see.
You called it right, partner.
Yeah.
That was all trying to sell a bridge in Brooklyn to people living in the middle of Phoenix.
Anthony Manning heads it to the left side. Bodies tangled up. Filerman went down.
Coming in, trying to buy the penalty, Whoops, I lost the ball. I let it go down. Thankfully, the referee was not in a buying mood.
Here's Matt Lewis with it. Signed a homegrown contract with Sporting Kansas City. Played for the Kansas City Comets, the Major Arena Soccer League as well. Lewis has a goal this year and has the ball back. Well, DCFC really helped me out there.
You know, sometimes...
Let me speak my piece and then send the ball back to him. Worked perfectly.
Sometimes, you know, things just work that way, partner. That's how good Trevor James and company is. They even make it easy for the broadcasters.
Stumptown with the possession, not really doing a heck of a lot with it. Sent back to Gonzalez. This portion of tonight's Watch City broadcast brought to you by the Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers. Today's Chevy Dealer Youth Club of the match is City Select 2010 Boys Rouge, coached by Adam Verville. Congratulations to DCFC City Select U10 Boys Rouge for reaching the State Cup quarterfinals. And there they are in the State Cup quarterfinals. Busy time for soccer around the state of Michigan. Certainly for the youth soccer.
Just finished the popular Canton Cup tournament a week ago on Memorial Day weekend. Teams from all over the country coming into Western Wayne County for that one. And the success, by the way, that our Youth Club of the Week having getting to those State Cup quarterfinals really shows you the quality coaching that the entire DCFC youth system has out there, and ability to get good players in and make them better.
Free kick, driven up to the mixing bowl. Pato flicked it on. It's headed down, comes loose. Maxi Rodriguez, shot is blocked. They're calling for a handball. It's served towards the frame, popped up in the air, and punched out. That ball very nearly crossed the line. City wanted a penalty. Didn't get it.
Be interesting to see on that one, Neil. When all the bodies in the mixing bowl stop, you wonder if you missed something. No VAR in this league, though. We keep playing.
Maxi Rodriguez, some good footwork. Max Todd slides it to the left. The City beginning to open things up offensively here in the 25th minute. Bonderman goes down, no call. 1v3 situation. Kia Carpet Jr. again. All right, John, you be the referee. Tell us what you see.
Well, they put it into the mixing bowl here. It rattles around. Whoa.
Oh, there it was. Jacob Krim.
I would bet that what the referee will argue, and I don't know that I buy it. Here's the second look from behind.
It was pretty plain to see. You see that back arm of Krim.
Based on the current laws of the game, that arm was in an unnatural position. I think it's a penalty. That's tough.
Here's Max Todd to Venegas. Venegas sends a cross in. 50-50 ball, this time won by Detroit City. Maxi Rodriguez will turn.
Heck of a turn by Maxi, but then Stumptown does a good job to close the angle, not let anything forward.
Maxi Rodriguez pings one to the left touchline. Pato gets in position. So Rossetti drives it in. Rodriguez in the middle. Chips to the head looking for Pato. Max Todd has it. His left foot shot is blocked. And that defender paid the price for it.
Took one for the team. That's going to hurt.
He may have paid the ultimate price.
You know, I think he took that in a very sensitive place, my friend.
And he is down.
And that gives me an opportunity to say we have just... I think our crew got to look at this. Yep.
Yep. That's
a painful place.
Yeah.
Neil, that takes me back to my days as a Little League umpire with catchers that didn't quite get the job done. That'll hurt in a hurry. By the way, we've just crossed into the 27th minute, Neil. City have now gone 990 minutes. That's 11 full matches without conceding a goal from open play.
Like that sign there from the Northern Guard.
Where's your pain? In my emotions.
Yeah. They are always entertaining, but 1,000 minutes. Detroit City FC has not allowed a goal during the run of play. Only penalties have been converted against City.
They got to go 10 more minutes for that. They're at 991 now. Let's see if they can get there. But over 11 full matches at 990 minutes without conceding a goal from open play. Boy, that midfield just dropping back for Stumptown, keeping their shape so well. And Karpa up top. Sometimes you get a solo striker up top. They get a little frustrated at not getting the ball, and they stop running and working. He has been running all night, testing Carroll, testing Lewis.
I'll tell you what, John, though, over the last 5 or 6 minutes of this match, City has begun to tilt the pitch a bit. They have responded to what Stumptown did during the course of the first 15 to 20 minutes, and now they are the aggressor.
And you like to see that. You like to see City growing into the game, and we thought that might be the case, frankly. When you have a situation where you played on Wednesday night, and you got to kind of rev the engines again. And so City finding some form. Nice step
Rodriguez.
up there.
Yep, we'll send it back to Lewis.
That could have been very quickly turned into a counter and very bad things. Better control by City on the ball here in the last 5 minutes. And then they do that.
That's on John Krieger, everyone, not me. I just want that.
My fault.
Send all the mail to DCFC, care of John Krieger. No, but we've seen that, though, John. There's something happening with the second and third pass to where there was not in the first 15 minutes of the match.
Yep, they're starting to string them together, starting to get into better spots where you can deliver the ball through, starting to pick out gaps in the Stumptown midfield. And we've also seen the little bits of technical skill.
Here comes some space now for Stumptown. Agui Kunga jumping up into the play on the left side. He has it. Kunga closed down very quickly. Wings it on the left side to Travis Ward. Ward steps and crosses and sends it over top of everyone. And that almost trickled across the line. Boy, what closing speed. Garcia Sosa. He will retreat with it. Alex McGrath used a lot of energy to catch up to that ball along the line.
And you know, on a day where it's 100 degrees, I don't know that I burned that closing speed in the 31st minute.
Ball sent into the box. The cross was all the way across from Reese Williams. And throw in coming up. So Detroit City FC, John, certainly defensively, you see why with examples like this of why they haven't conceded a goal in the run of play in a long time.
Cut out there, counter the other way, and all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 City defenders getting back, and you don't let Carpe take the turn on goal and make him go wide, and that gets the rest of the cavalry in.
No, by then it's over.
Yep.
You know, the moment's gone, as they say. There's Pato, a native of Monterrey, Mexico. Trevor James jots down some notes. That ball boomed down the pitch. That will go off of Anthony Manning and out. Throw in now for Stumptown.
13 minutes to go before the half, Neil, frankly. And to be honest, I think Trevor James is one of the best managers I've ever had a chance to work with at the halftime team talk. So at this point, the goal is fast becoming for City. If you can get a goal, take the lead, absolutely. Just don't go in behind. Because you took a look at the way that City adjusted after the break against LA Forest. Trevor James so good at analyzing a match in the first half, using that halftime team talk, and coming out a different and better team after halftime. That changes, though, if you concede.
Venegas plays it down to Max Todd, the former Horizon League Offensive Player of the Year at UIC. Todd overlaps a run.
Oh, that's a corner. That's out. Wow.
A goal kick coming up. Good job done by Frankie Martinez to really shepherd that ball over the line. Captain of the Stumptown side. Started 52 matches in college at University of Massachusetts Lowell. How about this effort?
Again, a nice job to close by the City defense, get the ball back, and keep their defensive shape.
Now City will go up the left side. Pato sends it back, but that continued possession now for DCFC. Cyrus Sadie, can he get on the end of it? He cannot. And a goal kick coming up. But, John, I think offensively you're seeing City right now beginning to lean on Stumptown AC just a bit.
Yeah, just kind of trying to chop one leg out. They've gone. And the way they're doing it, by the way, Neil, is to use all of the field. The last attack came up the right wing, then the left wing, then the right wing. They're making defenders respect them touchline to touchline. So much harder to play defense, making them run on a pretty hot day. And making them respect all facets of the game. The other thing is that City starts with 3 at the back. They've stayed with 3 at the back, but they've had their midfield creep further and further forward.
Kevin Venegas, who was very good in that match, I thought, against LA Force. And again, City will try that left side. Serve this into Cyrus Sadie. Which, John, you don't really see that too often. Cyrus Sadie in terms of being a target of the direct ball.
No, I think that was both of City's forwards were a little bit out of position. And tonight, they've got Cyrus in that role just behind them. That was the role that Connor Rutz played so well on Wednesday night against LA Force. Cyrus doesn't necessarily have the size to compete to be that third player in there and lost the ball. Still very good with the ball at his feet, though.
Cyrus Sadie, the former Michigan State Spartan, had a goal against North Carolina in the 2010 NCAA tournament. This portion of tonight's broadcast brought to you by DCFC's official financial services partner, Ally. Start saving for what matters to you at ally.com. Great partner of Detroit City FC. Always like seeing the Ally building downtown Detroit. It's one of those ones that always catches your eye when you go downtown.
And Ally, of course, also very excited to partner with the Northern Guard in their Pride Raiser initiative as well.
And kudos to them for that, because that's not, let's be real, John, that's not something you see the corporations. Sometimes they're hesitant to get involved in causes and things like that, and props to Ally for getting out in front.
Well, frankly, look, there are some corporations that are performative when it comes to saying we're going to support something. It's nice to see a DCFC sponsor like Ally stepping up and being their namesake, being an ally, and supporting the fan-led initiative to help the LGBTQ plus community.
38th minute, 0-0 the score. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Our Watch City broadcast brought to you by Google 5. Very hot and steamy. Historic Keyworth Stadium tonight. And the wind is beginning to subside a little bit from what it was earlier in the afternoon. Still a bit gusty, though, as well. That, I guess you would say it's across the pitch. As you're looking at your TV screen, the wind would be at your back.
And that will affect set pieces. Neil, we've gone into the 37th minute, and that means, if my math is correct, there it is, 1,000 minutes without allowing a goal from open play for Detroit City.
Travis Ward runs up into the play on the left side. Still had some space. Now they try to find him. Steinwasser watches that careen off the crossbar. But it was deflected by DCFC, so there will be a corner coming up. As Luis Garcia Sosa.
Again, two players on the post for City. So that will allow Stumptown to put a lot of bodies in front of Nate Steinwasser.
Now some discussions taking place inside the 6.
Getting some of the clutching and grabbing under control for about 30 seconds.
The arms are up in the air saying it's not me, and then they go right back down and start grabbing again.
It's not me, it is you.
That shot is blocked. It's not me until it is. Here's Cyrus Sadie looking to move up, but he was 1-on-3.
Referee tried to play advantage there. I'm not sure there was advantage to be had. And now Stumptown the other way. But City already 6 back defensively.
Frankie Martinez plays it to the right. Really defensive struggle here. Pato tries to make a move with it. Maxi Rodriguez.
Good ball out wide, but too far. Good idea. Not the best execution.
And what do we have right now? A yellow card being issued. And I didn't see as that kind of came away from the play.
That's an interesting, maybe kicking the ball away after the whistle.
And the Northern Guard letting Robert Hines know.
Not quite sure what he did. Or maybe said something to someone.
And that's what I'm thinking. It was more verbal.
Yeah, I think he said something to somebody in the Northern Guard and got a card for it.
Because as far as actions go, I saw nothing out of the ordinary from the ball going over there, so it had to be verbal.
Yeah, there was nothing there. That's a strong defensive play by Stumptown. Force that ball back.
But John, and you get the feeling, 90 degrees during the day, the humidity, the defensive struggle that it is, touches in the final third are few and far between, and you brought it up earlier as an attacker, as a finisher. You get frustrated when that ball doesn't get to your foot. Don't you feel that right now out there on the pitch, the Northern Guard, everything that's going into it? This could get explosive a little bit later on.
I don't think there's anything I don't think that's even a question.
Yeah.
I think about 70 minutes we're going to be chippy.
And then there you see it again right now. That's Rashawn Clark giving a stern talking to Maxi Rodriguez.
But I'll tell you what, to Rashawn Clark's credit, he's kept control of this thing. Yeah, it's getting chippy, but he's given a couple early bookings. He's had some talking to.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else he can do, right?
No,
he's gone to the card. You know, he sent the bookings out. It's on you at some point, right?
Yeah,
as a player.
He's trying to do the best he can. You know, penalty or not penalty on the handball over here, notwithstanding, he's done a pretty good job trying to keep the lid on this powder keg. This also is shaping up, and I thought this is where you're going with it, partner. This is also shaping up to be the prototypical 1-0 game.
Oh, yeah, I think that's understood. And here comes Alex McGrath. Stumptown looking for a counter. Here's Reese Williams. Played his college soccer at Columbia, so that means he's smarter than me. I think I'm pretty confident in saying that. Here's Reese Williams again. Sends it in. The shot is off the crossbar. It's loose in front still. Played away. And Nate Steinwasser collects it. And look, obviously Nate Steinwasser is one of the best keepers in NISA, but sometimes it's good to be lucky too, right?
You know, sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. And sometimes you do just enough voodoo to get that ball up on the crossbar and out, because Nate was beaten, but his best friend, the crossbar, helped him out. Came in
with the side pump, but here's another look at it.
In swinger in, unmarked, just off the bottom of the crossbar.
Rattled the frame.
That's a foul. Yep, there we go. Stumptown unafraid to play the physical game. Nice play out wide.
Sadie again. What can you say about that guy? Just so much fun to watch. Cyrus gets on the end of it, but can't settle it down. Little intricate moments like that make soccer a great game. Just that little shot of sorcery from Cyrus Sadie.
You think you've got him contained, and then all of a sudden the ball is 20 yards away from you because he squirted it through your leg.
Right.
That's the stuff when people say, oh, I don't like soccer because there isn't enough scoring, or I don't like soccer because of various other reasons. That's the stuff you miss if you don't really look at the game.
Ball comes toward Pato. The Norfolk Southern makes its way past Keyworth, gets a hand from the thousands of people in attendance. As is tradition, too, lays on the horn. There he is.
He's got a long train behind him. It's going to be a while to go before he sleeps tonight.
As we come up to the 45-minute mark, there'll be 1 minute of stoppage time. Added on. Maxi Rodriguez, brilliant. Rodriguez goes down. Official says play on.
That's a good decision.
I think it was pretty fair as well.
Yep. Maxi almost created that situation. First half's observations, Neil. I think the draw is probably a fair result. First 15 minutes were probably Stumptown. Next 20 were probably City. Last 10 have been pretty even.
Yeah, I would agree.
And it's been fun
John
for the
Krieger
fans.
Scores that round 1-1.
Yeah, the Liederman card has us 10-10.
Yeah.
Early going.
Along the line, Matt Lewis stands up. Kia Carpet Jr., a native of Liberia.
Just as long as you don't call me Mills Lane, my friend.
All right, let's get it on. Steinwasser will put the boot to this, and that will probably be the end of the first half. Right in front of the suites there at historic Keyworth Stadium, the best suites in the sports world in Detroit. Ball banged out. There is the whistle, and the first half comes to a close. But a lot of bobbing and weaving, punching and counter-punching. And, John, I think you just said it a couple moments ago. Very even first 45. It went back and forth. we got a good second half coming up.
We do. Stumptown came in. They said they were going to do what they wanted to do, and boy, have they done it. They have shown they can come in here and play at Keyworth. City, I think, has the technical advantage. We've seen the flashes of brilliance. We just haven't seen the finish.
So 0-0 the score through the first 45 minutes of play. We'll get you the halftime festivities. A look at the highlights. We'll get John Krieger's analysis, what we'll see in the second half, all that and more. 0-0 the score. It is steamy. Historic Keyworth Stadium on a Saturday night. This is NISA Soccer.
Football is a big deal in this house. So when Maurice was injured, we immediately thought the worst. To see my baby lose hurt.
The DNC Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan is here to help athletes get back in the game.
They're like that. It's a long road, but we made it there.
The DNC Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan. Community built on time.
DTE Energy customers can get their share of free lifetime energy cost savings. How? By using our website. The Ostling's new programmable thermostat saves them a bundle. And their new efficient furnace earned them a hefty rebate. All over Michigan, people like the Ostlings are saving. Why not you? There are always new ways to save at DTEenergy.com/save-energy. DTE Energy.
To play with that crest on your chest is something special, and it's something that they can never take for granted.
You know you have to represent a lot more when you put on the kit than if you're just putting on a kit for 22 guys versus 8,000 in the stadium.
We are a family, we're a football club.
The community is such a big piece of this.
I know that there's so many clubs all over the world, but Detroit City just touches a lot different.
Eugene, she created, and Fleming was able to get the tap in. Steinwasser closes the door for Anthony All-World to make the save, and All-World he was.
Talking about a culture. You're talking about trying to build something that is everlasting.
Detroit City is championship city. Come on, City FC 1, 2, 3.
Roll John Krieger back with you 0-0 through the first 45 minutes of play at Keyworth Stadium. Detroit City FC and Stumptown AC, your Google Fi broadcast. And John, earlier today here at Keyworth, the DCFC U23 team victorious 3-0 over West Michigan. And really what I thought, John, as far as a great moment that stuck with me from that match earlier today, Wasim Muthana, a Hamtramck native, scored a goal in that match in the 82nd minute. That's the goal of all this, right? That played out. You couldn't write that story. It certainly is something great to see.
It is, and it really does speak to the ethos of what this club is, because they knew and they said from the start they wanted to build youth soccer. Actually, on the pitch here at halftime, the youth select team being honored, that's the team that City started to produce low-cost travel soccer for inner-city players. And so they wanted to provide that pathway from the youth ranks to the first team, and the U20 Thieves brought in a lot of local talent. A great, great moment for that young man.
Yeah, certainly it was. And it was a pretty good atmosphere in here for the U23 match as well. The fans certainly were into it. The Northern Guard certainly had a presence as well. It was a lot of fun. On the women's side, 9-0. A win over Muskegon. So we did that match earlier, the leg here, that Detroit City FC. They had to battle to get that 2-1 win. They answered any questions that you might have had after that loss to Chicago.
And how about that for Sam Pirani and his club? They come in and Muskegon tested them here at Keyworth, and they were asked questions by Chicago. They had a whole lot of things to answer. You come out and put 9 past an opponent, that's going to leave a mark. And that really is a good way to step up for Sam Pirani and the girls.
We'll take our next break. When we come back, John Krieger will take a look ahead to the second half of the match. We'll get you some stats Some highlights as well. 0-0, Detroit City FC and Stumptown AC. We'll be right back with more on our Watch City Google Fi broadcast.
Goodbye in the spam calls. Hello to a phone plan with built-in spam blocking. See you later. Networks that are unsafe. Hello, built-in VPN. Now the networks I join are private. So long, hackers and trackers finding my personal information. Hello to a phone plan that keeps me safe and secure. Goodbye, everything.
All right, it was AFC Cleveland, John? AFC Cleveland.
Plan that can.
S3's actions speak much louder than words.
Others have been paying lip service or writing press releases.
We've engaged with our community with boots on the ground.
Always helping everyone we can.
S3 has always supported our communities. We have impacted more than 50 in our town.
We also bring people together in amazing ways.
We hire for talent and character.
And then we teach new skills and coach professional development.
50% of our leadership team are women.
30% of our leadership are from diverse backgrounds.
All around the world, from Lithuania to Cuba to the USA.
At S3, this is how we do business, and it works.
Are we for everyone? No. We've turned down business from companies whose principles don't align with ours. We are IT Solutions Corporation with a heart.
Nil-nil here at the half. Detroit City FC and Stumptown AC at historic Keyworth Stadium. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the world of NISA. As myself and John Krieger take a look at the news and notes. And John, ton of stuff really going on as far as NISA is concerned, and certainly the big headline, the Independent Cup will return here in 2021. 36 teams across 9 regions. That will begin in July, and I'm excited, too, for what's going to happen here at DCFC. You have Buffalo in the mix, certainly Cleveland as well, Livonia City. Really going back to the roots for DCFC.
You know, it's going to be so special and fun, because remember, Buffalo and Cleveland, those are the other 2 legs of the Rust Belt Derby. That's the supporter-initiated, supporter-led trophy program, and that's something that City holds, and the trophy sits at the Detroit City Clubhouse. So it's going to be back on the line again. Also gives some of the lower-level clubs the chance to come back up here and experience Keyworth Stadium. I think that's a really big part of NISA's commitment to lower-level soccer and the drive toward an open system.
We are in week 6. Of course, 1904 FC has the bye. 6 other games going on. And down the road from here, over at Romeo High School, Michigan Stars and the LA Force, the BN Sports game of the week. Last we saw, LA Force had a 2-0 early lead against the Stars. So, again, DCFC fans will shed no tears for that as we look around NISA with the upcoming matches. LA Force and Chattanooga, John, that's one that really jumps off the page at me.
It does as well. And the other one on the bottom of the page there, 1904 in Chattanooga. That's why we were able to say in the open that with a win tonight, City would wrap up no worse than second, and that only Chattanooga could catch them, because 1904 and Chattanooga are going to play, which means that one of them can't get to the 19 points that City would have tonight.
Let's check out our upcoming schedules presented by Google Fi for DCFC. You see here tonight against Stumptown AC, Chattanooga FC coming up as well, and that will be it for the spring table. So, John, we're moving quickly.
We are, and also I think it plays very nicely for Detroit City FC as they have this little bit of a layoff. Then they get to come out and find their legs against Chattanooga again, and then you get ready for that NISA Spring Championship, another quest for silverware on July 3rd here at Keyworth.
For Stumptown AC, they still have a bulk of their schedule remaining. It'll be a tight window for them. There you see 4 matches coming up in the frame of 10 days. That's a tall order.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rod Underwood has got to send a note to the NISA schedule makers. He started the spring season with 3 matches in 7 days, and now they play 4 matches in 10. Somehow, somewhere, somebody doesn't like Rod Underwood very much, because that's 2 different stretches of 3 matches or 4 matches in 7 to 10 days. That's hard.
When we come back, John Krieger will tell you what to look for in the next 45 minutes of play. 0-0 the score. We'll come back, get you that second half in just a few minutes as your Watch City broadcast brought to you by Google Fi.
Play with that crest on your chest is something special and something that they can never take for granted.
You know you have to represent a lot more when you put on the kit than if you're just putting on a kit for 22 guys versus 8,000 in the stadium.
We are a family, we're a football club.
The community is such a big piece of this.
I know that there's so many clubs all over the world, but Detroit is just such a lot different.
Welcome back inside Keyworth Stadium. 0-0 through the first 45 minutes of play. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Happy to have you along. And John, as you said, really before we went to the end of this first half, a very fair scoreline so far. Both teams landed some punches. Both teams took some punches, and here we are.
You know what, a very physical game, and Stumptown proving they can come in here and hang. I think City still has the edge to win this because I think they have the technical skill that will eventually hold true in the end, and I think their bench is better. But for now, I think it's a pretty fair result at halftime.
Absolutely, and let's take a look at the first 45 minutes of play as we check out the highlights. And John, there certainly was a feeling out process to this match as far as the first 10 minutes concerned, but then Stumptown really sees some control.
They did. They were able to get a lot of joy in midfield as well, and they had a couple of really good chances against Nate Steinwacher. Rang one off the crossbar. First, Nate Steinwacher goes down low to make a save, and then later on in the half, again, another opportunity. This was the one bit of controversy. One in the mixing bowl and a ball that was in there and a turned away defender, Jake Krim. I think he got his hand to it. City screaming for a penalty on the handball, and I think they had a legitimate complaint for it. but there was no penalty given, and so we stay scoreless.
So 0-0 the score as we get ready for the second half of play. As we will get things going, DCFC will have the control to start off. And John, as we take a look at the closing moments of that first half highlight package, what does Detroit City FC have to do here in the second 45?
First off, respond to the physicality. Second off, they need to get their pace back. They need to be able to work up both wings. I know Trevor James wants to be able to move the ball through midfield, but he's got to be able to move it up the wings because that forces the defenders wider and opens up the midfield play. And you got to be into a situation where, from a technical standpoint, you can't allow Carpe as much time on the ball as he had in the first half. It's going to be really incumbent upon the back line when Stumptown moves things forward to try to shut things down, let the big target and not let the big target man get involved.
DCFC, I think it's worth noting, controlled Malikia Carpe Jr. to some degree in that first half, just from the standpoint of, John, when he did gain control, when he did gain possession, they closed very quickly, and that's been the calling card of DCFC defensively all season long.
They did, and they need to continue to do that. It worked well in the opening 45 minutes. They're going to need that in the second 45. Going to be very interesting to see what Stumptown does formationally. I see no reason to change right now for either team. Stumptown, I'm still very impressed with their back line and the ability to really stay in a good shape and shut off angles for City, who looked a little bit out of sorts for parts of that first half, not used to an opponent coming up and challenging them as much as Stumptown did.
John, as the chess match continues, when do you anticipate to see maybe a move being made, be it tactically from a personnel perspective? What's usually the time frame that you see in these matches? Because, look, if you're Stumptown, any point out of this match is a found point to you.
Absolutely. You come in here to, I think, the best environment in NISA, you get a point. After a long layoff, that's a good thing for you. If it's me and I'm Trevor James, I make the first sub on 60 minutes. Because I think waiting till 70 or 75 doesn't really allow your impact sub as much time to really run into the game. I'd like to see about another 10 minutes of play. We're at 48 right now. 10 minutes of play, and then if you haven't been able to get something going, shuffle the deck.
This portion of our Watch City broadcast brought to you by Google Fi. We're proud to have Google Fi, our new official partner of Detroit City FC. Google Fi is a different kind of phone plan with simpler pricing and smarter coverage. Learn more at fi.google.com. Anthony Manning sends that one skyward, able to keep it in, too, and foul Max Todd. Pretty impressive. A little bit fortunate, but still impressive nonetheless.
I mean, you'll take it, but look at the control with Anthony Manning. And again, that's a guy with good forward ball control who's a defender by trade. A really versatile player. We talked about him in the last match against LA Force. He's been so much of City's success here in the NISA spring season.
2 goals on the year for Anthony Manning. And as you said, John, he's just capable of jumping up into that attack, certainly off corners. He's a weapon. And he'll jump up into the play as well.
You know, City much more aggressive formationally here in their first few minutes, Neil. They're going to try to take it to Stumptown. And that's not the world's best shot as it cleared the bar by some distance. But that's a statement of intent early. City not sitting back here in the first 3 minutes.
Venegas giving one a rip.
They're going to try to condense the field here, and they would love this. They'd love for Stumptown to play it out of the back. They think they can win that matchup just on pace alone.
Cyrus Sadie asking some questions. He poked it away. Stumptown very aggressive, taking some free real estate.
It's all part of the game.
It is.
5-6 yards away from where the ball actually went out of bounds. Look at the way City shut that down. 3 defenders just sucked right to the ball.
As we get ready to cross into the 50th minute. Maxi Rodriguez has played well here tonight. He's had some moments of brilliance.
Yes, he has. My man of the match is still Nate Steinwasser for the save that he made to keep it scoreless, but Maxi's had a couple of nice bits of technical skill.
Maxi Rodriguez, a native of San Antonio, played in 32 matches for San Antonio FC. Here's a developing situation for Stumptown, and that ball curled around the frame.
City defender slipped, and that opened up the channel to be able to go out wide and offer the attempt in. And I think that's off of City and for a Stumptown corner, Neil.
That is the scenario. So here we go. Looks like it'll be an in-swinger. Sent up towards a mixing bowl, and guess who? Jumps off the line and makes the grab.
Such a confident take by Steinwasser. Yeah, and that's going to be it there. Absolutely. Good job by the center referee. You just can't do that after the catch and collect. You can't knock the ball out of the keeper's hands. That's an easy yellow. And you talked about it in the first half, Neil. The chippiness is going to start. City will be thrilled to see Stumptown chirping at the referee. 5 minutes into the second half. And another player on a booking. That's 3 Stumptown players in the book.
And stuff like that, John's why I can never be a coach. You know, just it's like with my son. Why did you do that? What was the purpose? What was the goal? What were you going to get out of that?
And much like your son, I probably bet the response probably was, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like you're there. I'm always curious about that. Like, what was the motivation to do that?
I don't know.
Yep. And that's always the response. Maxi Rodriguez again. Boy, and there was a dangerous challenge. And the foul will be called.
I tell you what, this is going to be a booking fest toward the end of things because Rashawn Carter has kept a really good standard of what is a booking, what is a foul. And again, Stumptown playing the man a little bit there.
Maxi Rodriguez shaking it off. And you can always tell when it's going to be a big deal, John, because when they step it off and spray the line, that's when you know people are getting serious out there.
Yeah, and Rashawn Clark doing a good job there, too, because Stumptown was trying to get more free real estate.
And Kevin Venegas is the kind of guy that will give it a rip from here if he can. Instead, he chips it, and it's headed back towards the frame, and coming off the line is Kevin Gonzalez to make the grab.
And that was they were trying to fight Stephen Carroll with that soft header in. If that header was truly an attempt on goal, that would have been much harder. They saw Carroll back toward the post. The keeper just got there first. Now Stumptown trying to get City to respect the long ball over the top. But in order to do that, you've got to place it well once. I think City will keep the third defender forward, keep moving things forward here in the second half. I think we're going to be about 8 minutes from our first sub here, Neil. My guess is it will come from Trevor James. If I were a betting man.
Ball goes across the line. Now Stumptown will try to go to work as they lose control. Filerman Manning with the toe poke, but that was cut out by Robert Hines. Hines across midfield. And John, we've seen a lot of good action in the midfield. We haven't seen a ton of creativity, a ton of connection in the final third. We've seen it on a couple of occasions, but it's not something that's been consistent.
No, and I think part of that is because the midfield play has been so good. The defensive midfield play has been so good. Neither side's been able to really get a good attack with steam and bodies forward. It's almost like the opportunity comes and you're not ready for it because you're so focused on controlling possession in midfield because much like a lot of the teams that we talk to, both of these teams want to have the ball. You don't meet too many teams in NISA that want to give their opponents possession.
Luis Garcia Sosa's shot is blocked. Stumptown with some control and some space to work in. City comes and closes it down. Maxi Rodriguez to Rutz. Ira Sadie will look to trigger. Here's Venegas. I think Kevin Venegas is going to figure into something coming up in just a little bit here, John.
He's getting into space well. He's moving into open spots, giving an outlet.
Max Todd chips it up ahead. Filerman heads it back across, and it's cleared out.
Didn't get everything on the header.
Some clutching and grabbing going on. Crowd wanted a call. They didn't get it. Maxi Rodriguez finds Filerman.
Probably a little bit of a hold there on that last attack, but some of that's been let go tonight. Good ball out wide.
Throw in for City. Rodriguez tossed it in quickly. Maxi Rodriguez goes down and the whistle sounds. And Sean Clark will go into the talking to mode, not the booking mode. Although if Luis Garcia Sosa has many more words, he may go into that booking mode after all.
I'll tell you, he's working on it. Brings back up that analogy of you and your son. No, you can't have a cookie. But why?
That was pretty apparent, it looked like, from up here. Venegas lines it up, chips it ahead, headed away. Carpe Jr. just tried to go through Cyrus Sadie. Nearly did. Cyrus Sadie, you watch it go over.
Cyrus didn't give up on the ball, though, and ended up winning the throw-in.
Cyrus Sadie, who had tryouts with Sporting Kansas City, also with Frosinone in Serie A. Anthony Manning has it. Filerman curls it in, but Gonzalez comes off the line to make the grab.
Cyrus also will forever be known for breaking a Venezia player's ankles here at Keyworth Stadium.
Venezia now who made their way into Serie A. Filerman's chip goes over top of the frame and out of play. The next 9 minutes brought to you by DTE. No matter where you are in your energy efficiency journey, DTE can help you score savings. Learn more at dteenergy.com/save-energy. Looking for some saving energy tips as well. The air conditioner was humming at home today.
I turned mine on and it was like, what? Wait, no. Too hot for us, too.
That ball feathered ahead, but the flag is up.
Good job by the City back line there, even at an advanced position on the field, to stay together and not allow someone far away from the ball to play the Stumptown attacker onside.
Rod Underwood looks on. Most recently, the head coach of Montego Bay United FC in the Jamaican National Premier League. High-level experience as an assistant USL Championship with the very popular Sacramento Republic. Also the Portland Timbers back when they were in USL.
And you know what, Neil? In this summer of...
Impato held up. Oh, and there's not going to be a call.
Wow. Oh, my. Yeah, he was clearly held. That's a foul. That's bad.
Impato's beside himself, and rightfully so.
Trevor James is not happy. He is letting the fourth official have an earful. And he is right. Wow.
And Rashawn Clark's been very, very good here today.
He had 2 hands on it.
They missed that one.
That's a foul on a card.
And I know that we have the luxury of instant replay, but even in live time.
You saw it happen.
You saw it happen.
Wow.
But, I mean, through all of it, John, you got to play on, man. Like, that's the way the ball bounces, right? Like.
Yeah, but that's 2. That is two moments. First the non-penalty in the first half, and that one there. Those are game-changing moments. Because I think if Pato isn't held, he gets on the end of that ball, and it's probably 1-0. Wow, that's a not great moment for the man in yellow.
As we press towards 2/3 of the way through this match, the screws continue to tighten. The pressure cooker continues to move. Everything amped up.
We've now gotten into that moment, Neil, where I think substitutions might be forthcoming. I think City do need to shuffle the deck a little bit. They've had some positive progress. They need some fresh legs, frankly. Look at Pato run. Forcing that header back to the keeper.
Pato's a guy, John, and as I said earlier, I got the opportunity to call him in the USL League One level, certainly here at Detroit City FC as well. And throughout his career that I've seen, he's a guy that goes on heaters. And he'll get you a couple, 3 goals in a 2-game stretch. And when he's hot, you got to ride the lightning.
Yep. And he should have had a chance to ride that lightning a couple of minutes ago. And I think Stumptown know it. You know what? Speaking of Stumptown, one other note about Rod Underwood in this summer of calls for much-needed social change and social justice. Rod Underwood was the first ever black player to play for Furman University. So when you're playing for those southern schools and you have the distinction of being the first black player to ever wear that school jersey, that's saying something.
Pato, a little too heavy on that pass, but well said, John. It's, especially down in the South, let's be frank, it's a different climate at times down there. And, as far as that goes, that's monumental. That's something that's absolutely monumental.
And we talk about in a lot of sports the lack of black coaches, lack of black general managers.
Yeah.
Here's a guy who's come from the Tacoma, Washington area, come down to North Carolina, about an hour outside of Charlotte toward the South Carolina border, trying to build a soccer program. Says an awful lot. And frankly, is good for the sport.
And that foul will go against Stumptown AC. And so, John, Stumptown now with 14 fouls, Detroit City FC with 3.
Yeah, that's pretty much the play in the man we expected.
Yeah.
They were going to take their pound of flesh. Now, Venegas on some of these longer balls has been trying to feather one. I think he's got, if he takes this, I think he's got to put a little more power behind the ball. He's been trying to just kind of feather one in there softly. Stumptown is quick to the ball here. You got to put a little more mustard on the hot dog. Zing it in there, hope somebody gets on the end of it.
Venegas chips that one up. And Gonzalez, not quite sure-handed, but able to collect it.
If City can take the lead here, Neil, this place is going to go nuts. They are so ready, it's not even funny.
They are.
I'm impressed with Stumptown's fitness, by the way. A lot of teams, the effect of playing at Keyworth starts to gas them a little bit. These guys can run.
Throw in now for City. Max Todd will reverse it.
That's the first action Nate Steinwasser's had in about 10 minutes.
I'd forgotten Steinwasser was out there a few minutes ago. But he is there, and they still haven't allowed a goal in the run of play in a very long time. I'll just say it like that. And Pato comes in to challenge, and Gonzalez had to ping it away.
A couple of subs warming up next to the Stumptown bench. Looks like number 6, Quinn Melo Bastida, is down there warming up. Maybe Jacob Lovinger as well.
Melo Bastida played for the University of Portland. Very high quality soccer program there at the University of Portland. Probably don't get some of the recognition they deserve playing out on the West Coast, but they're a power, no doubt about it.
And that is a soccer hotbed with the Timbers and the Thorns.
No question.
And the youth programs there. Now we've got a foul behind the play against Detroit City, and the Stumptown player making a meal of it. No other way to say that. Coming up very slowly after winning the free kick he was seeking all along is Reese Williams.
You see it again.
Yeah, no. You sold it and you got it. Well done, well acted, and the Oscar goes to.
This Steinwasser now will put the boot to it. It's interesting, John. You get the feeling everybody here is just waiting for something to happen.
Yep.
Who's going to be the hero?
Yeah, this is one of those things where it's a jack in the box, and you keep winding the string, the spring tighter and tighter.
And this guy certainly has the capabilities to be a hero. Cyrus Sadie plays it wide to the right.
First sub coming on is going to be Bay Kurtz for Stumptown, number 2. He's taking his final warm-ups. He's over next to the fourth official. So Bay Kurtz is a defender from Crown Point, Indiana. He had a goal against New Amsterdam in the Legends Cup. We'll see him shortly. And our first city sub of the game is going to come on. I said it would be about this time, and here we come. It's going to be...
Nazid Matthews will make his way in. I'd imagine he'll probably come in for Pato, I would assume.
He could also come in for Cyrus.
Yeah, he could.
I think you're right. Pato may be more likely. He's done an awful lot of running. But I could see Trevor pulling Cyrus off.
Here comes a corner for City.
Going to be 2 changes for City. Hobby Steinwasser will also come on.
Finally, we are ready for the corner. And here we go. Service into the mixing bowl, and it's punched away by Gonzalez. He did well to climb the ladder. Get the paw on that.
Really confident punch. Look out for the counter. Look at City tracking back. 4 or 5 guys giving chase. They got to get there and cut off the pass.
McGrath finds some space. But again, City closes the shot, goes over top of the wall and out of play. Malikia Carpe Jr. had a look, but sent it high and wide of the frame. The substitutions will come on. As you said, Bay Kurtz coming on for Stumptown AC. Now, he'll be interesting to keep an eye on. He started 38 matches at the University of Virginia, a national college soccer powerhouse, before finishing his career at UNLV. Also spent some time in the Chicago Fire and Real Salt Lake Academy. Was named to the USA U15 national team roster. So he's got a resume. And Javi Steinwasser and Yancy Matthews come in. Pato comes out, as does Max Todd.
Interesting. Both of the forward 2 coming out for Detroit City FC.
But now Cyrus has moved up, it looks like.
And now Kurtz comes on. He came on for number 10, Agui Tunga.
Connor Rutz won that battle. Steinwasser comes with some pace, just coming onto the match.
Actually, Neil, it looks as though they are moving Cyrus out wide. And maybe Connor Rutz has gone into that sitting behind role where he was on Wednesday night against LA Fort. Be very interesting because it looks like Cyrus has set up on that wing instead of in the middle in that 3-4-1-2. And yes, Connor Rutz is going to slot in behind there. The best thing, though, that Yazid and Hadi can offer, 2 sets of fresh legs. And you slot in behind or ahead of Connor Rutz.
Trevor James moving the chess pieces around.
That was a heavy touch there. Manning had to go back and collect. City's gone back to the touches being a little bit heavy over the last couple of minutes here.
Stumptown has moved that back line back. Nowhere near as high as it was before.
3 on the back line, but 2 sitting right in front of it. So it's a de facto back 5.
Which has the easy capability of becoming a 6, as we've seen at times.
And now is a 6.
Yeah.
They've got 6 back there.
Yep.
That faint beeping sound you hear in the background is the double-decker bus being pulled into play. That's a flop. Good no call by the official.
Yazid Matthews finds Filerman. Connor Rutz gives it a roll, and that stop is made by Kevin Gonzalez.
Best City chance of the night.
And here we go. We knew it. We knew it was coming. We knew it was getting physical. We knew tempers are running hot. Now there's some more with Maxi Rodriguez and Kevin Gonzalez, the keeper. Nate Steinwasser jogs down.
You're going to have some bookings now. Anytime the 4th official has to come out and separate some things, we're going to see some players go into the book.
You just knew it, John. You got the feeling all night long.
Yep.
There's a lot of offensive frustration, the heat, the humidity, this environment. Northern Guard, no doubt, wearing on Stumptown. I would imagine you could tell by some of the words that they've exchanged with non-players in this match.
And we do have a yellow card for a Stumptown player, and it does not look like a City player is going to be booked.
I'll tell you what. Bijardo Navia was beside himself. Frankie Martinez with that captain's armband. Let's see how this all shook out. Stephen Carroll in the mix.
City won't back down, and I don't believe a City player has been carded. Okay.
So we'll get that all sorted out. In the meantime, City has a corner.
That was the best offensive chance of the night for City. Connor Rutz, a great strike and a great save by Gomez. The Northern Guard looks ready to explode, Neil.
Here we go. Cyrus Sadie steps it off. Curls it in. It's headed away and popped up and out by Garcia Sosa.
Good control by Filerman. Get it back in there. Nice ball in.
Just over the head of Lewis, and I believe that play was going to be offside anyway. But let's go back to the skirmish just a few moments ago. There was 2 real eruptions, and there you saw.
Oh, yeah.
Frankie Martinez.
Grab somebody by the neck.
Yeah.
On another night, that might have been red.
Stephen Carroll will play it back to Steinwasser. Steinwasser pounds it down the pitch. Right to Yazzie Matthews. How about that play by Steinwasser? Maxi Rodriguez will track it down. Rodriguez has been very good here tonight. Filerman curls it in. Ozzie Matthews couldn't settle it down. Maxi Rodriguez again chips it up wide to the right side. Venegas, can he get on the end of it? He cannot. This portion of tonight's Watch City broadcast brought to you by Stroh's, dependably Detroit since 1850. Cyrus Sadie with the textbook slide tackle.
That's just leaving a little bit on him. That's fine. You want to get physical with us? I can do that with you. That's a veteran play by Cyrus. Not enough to get a booking, but enough to let him know.
75th minute. 0-0 the score. Detroit City FC, though, beginning to ask some questions.
We are very close to becoming a defense versus attack drill, Neil. It's now a back four with two in front for Stumptown.
Ozzie Matthews gets around. His cross finds Steinwasser. Javi makes a move. Javi chips it up. And it's out of play, and this will be a corner for Detroit City as Kevin Gonzalez, the keeper, is down on the turf. And I don't know if he planted weird or what the story is, but he's grabbing at his ankle.
Now Javi Steinwasser with a good move to make Gomez get into a tricky position. I think he's got a cramp, you know, the way he's grabbing the back there, trying to stretch something out. That's him flexing his foot. He's got a cramp.
Which, to be honest with you, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of here tonight. As the Stumptown athletic trainer will make his way out onto the pitch. Boy, their athletic trainer's got a belt with all kinds of equipment now. He's ready for any scenario. Well, let's see what the deal was here with Kevin Gonzalez as he went down.
Yeah, it's just cramp. He just picked up the leg. Didn't really plant weird. Just took a step. And that athletic trainer, Neil, has a fanny pack that would make a Golden Ages cruise jealous.
There's no doubt. He's got dual pack action. Those athletic trainers, now they're always ready for any scenario at any time.
Let me tell you
They always amaze me.
You are absolutely right. They even help out the broadcasters. I can't tell you how many times the trainers I work with at Michigan State, 20 minutes to go before air, and I need an Advil. They're there, and that's the least of their worries. But athletic trainers, some of the unsung heroes of sports.
Unfortunately, he'll have to take the long way back to the bench because we got a corner coming up for Detroit City. Cyrus Sadie will serve it again. He curls this one. Double fist punch this time. But City will get it back again. Connor Rutz.
They're going to give that to Stumptown, I think. Interesting decision.
The official in front of us here at midfield called that for City. Now, obviously, he's halfway down the pitch. That was off in the corner. Manning heads it to Cyrus Sadie. Back heel ahead. Gonzalez off the line.
Gonzalez a couple really good punches on those last two corners. If you're going to come and do that, you best not miss, and he didn't miss twice. Two well-placed corners, two really good punches.
Stumptown will play it backwards. Martinez has it. City closes. Filerman challenges. Stumptown keeps it.
City are faster than Stumptown right now, Neil.
Robert Hines comes across towards the back post, just out of the reach of Alex McGrath. He will track back to collect it. Ball sent in again, and City will win that possession.
Nice job to control that.
Here comes Javi Steinwasser on the move. Up the left flank. Javi Steinwasser, the hesitation. His cross is partially deflected. Now it's cleared out. We'll get some substitutions. Javin Torrey will come in for City, as will Roddy Green.
And you talked about the story from the U23 match, Neil, with the Hamtramck young man scoring a goal. How about Roddy Green? Every time he plays, I think about this. When City was formed in 2012, this is a kid who came and watched them in the stands. And now he's paid to play for them. And I'll never forget his penalty to win the U.S. Open Cup match against Michigan Bucks a few years back. You want to talk about a kid who knows what it's like to play for the Crest? Having number 7 be the hero tonight, that would be a story on one of our fun nights at Keyworth as we get back toward full capacity.
Javin Torrey in there as well, a third-round draft pick of the Colorado Rapids back in 2016. Played 44 matches, scored 4 goals with the Las Vegas Lights of USL. He is a professional. Maxi Rodriguez with the challenge. Stumptown takes it away. Now we have seen some late heroics already this year from Detroit City FC. Remember Anthony Manning earlier in the year scored in stoppage time to give DCFC the win over Maryland. Who will be the hero tonight? As we get ready to cross over into the 82nd minute. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Happy to have you along our Google Fi Watch City broadcast. Wherever you're watching on TV around the state of Michigan, happy to have you with us. Worldwide on YouTube as well. Happy you're taking a chunk of your Saturday night watching Detroit City FC soccer.
By the way, if you're watching the atmosphere here at Keyworth and you say, I want to be a part of that, remember Sam Perani's Women's Club here for the next 2 Saturday nights. Tickets available, DeadCityFC.com.
And that ball sent in, and that was very nearly disastrous as Bay Kurtz had a rip inside the 18.
Never fear, Steinmonster is here to get out and make the collection. And we've got some acting.
And Rashawn Clark will point to his watch.
As if to say, I've stopped it. You're not getting any. As another, if anything, that's another cramp. I think that's another, we want to start with your point. This is what that is.
Nate Steinwasser pointing some things out. Some further discussion going on.
Been an awful lot of discussion tonight.
There has. Chirping, discussions, disagreements, summits, think tanks,
and just
combos.
Just the good old-fashioned extracurricular activities.
All of it. Our next Detroit City FC broadcast coming up Saturday, June 12th. That's next Saturday, as John said. DCFC's women will be back in action. Check your local listings all over the state of Michigan.
Or you could just click over to DeadCityFC.com, buy some tickets, and come down and join us. We want to see you here. Capacity limits are lifted. It's a full house at Keyworth. Experience the best in Detroit soccer.
So here we go. So some serious stoppage time being added on, if anything. And we got to be, John, I would think you're at least at 5 minutes right now, if not more.
If the referee has done his job, yes. We've got a sub coming on here for, oh no, that's Carpe just coming in from his sojourn on the pitch.
Manning heads that one over the line.
Good call on the foul there. City will restart things. Back 4 still for Stumptown. Now back 5 with 2 in front.
Well, John, you can just tell City wants to move forward, too.
They have
itching.
No time for the ball in their own half of the pit. Get it up there, get it going.
Carroll pings one wide to the right. Didn't get it directionally the way he wanted. Kevin Gonzalez comes off the line.
You always can tell with a keeper. If no one's around him, they catch it and they go to ground like that. That's eating up 5 seconds. That's all that is.
Yazid Matthews. Roddy Green goes to Torrey. Nice touch to Javi Steinwasser. Steinwasser down inside the 18. And the foul will go against Detroit City.
Yeah, I think a little simulation there. And I think that's probably deserved.
Let's see.
Comes in. Flops over. Caught him with the leg there. Yep, that's a good call.
So now Stumptown with the control. Steinwasser tried to find Cyrus. Couldn't quite do it.
We're going to have a booking. Beck Kurtz is going to go in the book.
So another booking.
And we've got a substitution for Stumptown. Number 17, Elliot Cutts will come in. Native of London, England, by way of Wingate University.
Remember Mr. Cutts, too, during his time at Wright State in the Horizon League. Played for the Charlotte Independents, too, of USL League 2 in 2019. Maxi Rodriguez feathers one inside the 18.
Goal kick.
There you see Anthony Manning. He's inching his way up towards a frame, inching his way up towards a frame.
Well, it is almost Manning time.
It is. If you're Stumptown, you don't want to see a corner.
Coming to the final few minutes, Northern Guard, as is their tradition with the smoke again. Again, the trans smoke for Pride Month.
They're looking for an opportunity to let up some more smoke, too. Stumptown looking to counter.
Oh, good close there by City to force the man back.
Boy, that's a play by Stephen Carroll that never shows up in a stat sheet, that no one really notices. You notice it at the time, obviously, but you never think back to it. That was just quality from Stephen Carroll. As Steinwasser comes off the line, that's just a savvy veteran play.
Yep, that's the intangible that you love. That's why he's the captain.
Torrey the target, that's headed away. Stumptown was gambling there, moving their midfield up. And Steinwasser looking to take advantage. Tried to send it through. That ball popped up back towards midfield. Anthony Manning realizing where the ball was. Cyrus Sadie sends it down the line. Torrey's cross in, headed away. Matt Lewis will step up into it. Lewis holds, he chipped it ahead. Nothing on the other end. A whistle and the foul is called. Matt Lewis does not like it. As we move into the 90th minute, I think we're expecting about 4 minutes of stoppage time.
I would have liked there to be 5 or 6.
I would agree.
Personally, with all of the chippiness.
Gonzalez hangs it down the pitch. Lewis sends it down. Cyrus Sadie beautifully led up ahead. Torrey trying to make a spin with it. Torrey being hassled, and now he's dispossessed. Here's Elliott Cutts. Bay Kurtz had it. Dropped it off to Ward. Here's Javi Steinwasser in space. 4 minutes of stoppage time. The official in front of us had the 4 minutes of stoppage time up, and he had it upside down so it looked like an H.
Eight
the
minutes.
DCFC fans are wearing him out about it. Maxi Rodriguez down.
Welcome to Keyworth.
No, nobody is immune.
Broadcasters wear it. Opposing fans wear it.
Yeah.
Fourth officials wear it.
Maxi Rodriguez really trying to shake this off. Oh, there you go, from behind.
Yeah, he caught it.
You see his leg was curled up on.
But he doesn't want to have the trainer con on because he doesn't want to eat up the stoppage time.
Steinwasser has that blocked.
Just go hoof it up there, Nate. Control it and hoof it.
He line drives it perfectly to Torrey. Torrey puts the brakes on. The cross, the side volley. Ball's deflected. It's loose. And Gonzalez off the line to grab it.
That was it. That was the chance, and they couldn't get it.
And now bodies flying everywhere, and the whistle sounds, and the foul will be called on Javin Torrey.
Neil, that was it. 2 hacks at it, and nobody could strike it true. Couple of whacks. Torrey made a heck of a cross to get it in there.
And now Stumptown will be very deliberate, I guess would be a way to describe this. I would imagine they'll change. Yep, there's the change, and who will kick it.
Gomez will come up. Now he'll have to pick up the ball here. No, he's going to take it. That's a pretty well delivered ball.
Yazid Matthews 1v4. Able to get ahead on it towards Steinwasser. Steinwasser tried to fight his way through. Bay Kurtz. Boy, how about that job by Maxi Rodriguez to keep that in play. I'd like to see him get rewarded for that, but he won't. Stumptown has it through midfield. They have a couple of players out wide.
Look out.
That ball sent up ahead. Elliott Cutts and Nate Steinwasser off the line.
Oh, that's a heck of a play by Nate. If he stays back, they're in trouble. That is a heck of a play, and to fight every instinct you have because you're outside your area, to not touch it with a hand.
Oh, did you see that look on the face? Nate Steinwasser. He is locked in.
Go.
Here's Cyrus Sadie in some space.
Move.
Roddy Green. About a minute or so left, the stoppage time.
Stumptown in full retreat mode now. 8.
And the flag is up. Quick restart by Stumptown. Along the left side, stoppage time. Everything on the line in a 0-0 game. Stepping across, setting up for Bay Kurtz. He gives one a lash and sends it over top of the crossbar. Avi Steinwasser wants another ball. He wants to go.
Gotta go. 30 seconds left about.
We're at the death right now. Steinwasser drives it down the pitch.
That's one of the best punts I've ever seen Nate make.
And the whistle sounds. 0-0 the final. Nobody able to break through here tonight at Keyworth, but Detroit City FC will get a point on the table. And the way this club's been rolling, I know everybody's very disappointed right now, but when you're at top being chased, hey.
Look, I think it's a fair result, Neil.
I would agree.
Stumptown came in here and acquitted themselves very well. And they deserve the point they got, and so does City. They stay unbeaten, though, and by my math, that is 1,053 minutes without a goal from open play. Nate Steinwasser standing tall tonight.
And speaking of Nate Steinwasser, let's take a look at tonight's save of the match presented by Ally. Start saving for what matters to you at ally.com. And I think this one here is pretty much self-explanatory. It's just Steinwasser being Steinwasser.
Comes in, a lash at it, and Nate goes down, and a beautiful instinctive hand save. Very firm hands, got the arm down. That's a tough save for a lot of keepers to make. And Nate Steinwasser made it look a lot easier than it was.
So we will take a break, come back, and wrap this thing up. We'll get you our man of the match. Also, we'll look ahead at what's next. 0-0, the final score. We'll be back to wrap this thing up. Your Watch City broadcast brought to you by Google Fi.
Football is a big deal in this house. So when Maurice was injured, we immediately thought the worst. To see my baby lose his joy hurt.
The DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, is here to help athletes get back in the game.
They're like family. It was a long road, but we made it back.
DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, a community built on care.
Goodbye and the spam calls. Hello to a phone plan with built-in spam blocking. See you later, networks that are unsafe. Hello, built-in VPN. Now the networks I join are private. So long, hackers and trackers finding my personal information. Hello to a phone plan that keeps me safe and secure. Goodbye, everything you can. Hello, Google Fi, a phone plan that can.
Night, Sarah. Drive safe. Baby. Bye.
Drive safe.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Drive safe.
We all say it. Chevy can help you do it. With Chevy Safety Assist Standard on the new Equinox and Trailblazer, part of the Chevy family of SUVs.
Find your perfect Chevy. GM employees with a current eligible Chevy lease can get this Equinox for $189 a month. Chevrolet, the best-selling family of SUVs in Metro Detroit. Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
The highways and the throughways try to map you, baby. I got your back.
To the rest of the world, Detroit is where they build cars. But to your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers and everyone who proudly call themselves Detroiters, it goes way beyond that.
I got your back.
Detroit may be known for building cars, but together, we all built Detroit.
We are one when we get going.
Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Back inside historic Keyworth Stadium. There is the man of the hour, Nate Steinwasser. 0-0. He gets another clean sheet in the scoreless draw here tonight. Let's take a look at how it all unfolded in a very steamy Keyworth Stadium tonight. And John, we saw these two teams really go back and forth all evening long, especially in that first half. Stumptown AC, they came into this match And Rod Underwood said, hey, we're here to play. We're here to do what we want to do. And that's exactly what they did.
They came out early and they tested Nate Steinwasser. And frankly, you take a look at that save. Nate being big, keeping this scoreless. And Stumptown, I think, matched up as well against City as any opponent we've seen come in here in the last couple of years. Things would get chippy. The chippiness started early. The talking started early. And it continued for most of the night.
It did, and we saw that chippiness really boil over on a couple of occasions. And you know Stephen Carroll is always going to be one that's in that mix. And this was in the 70th minute, and the intensity just continued to escalate in the second half. And as we saw here, it really did boil over. But a couple of quality chances for Stumptown here on the evening as Malikia Karpe Jr. was effective up top. But as we saw, Nate Steinwasser continued to close the door all evening long and got his 5th clean sheet of the season. And he is your man of the match, presented by Google Fi. And right now, John, it's Nate Steinwasser's world. We're all just living in it.
1,053 minutes without allowing a goal from open play for that man, going all the way back through the Legends Cup. He just is so good in the net, and he is a leader of this team, a deserved man of the match winner.
So now for Detroit City FC, John, a very long layoff all the way up until the end of the month. But they will continue to see the table play out. But one thing you know, they will be at the top of it.
They'll be ready, and I think they will see themselves with the best NISA record of the spring season heading into the championship in July. This will give Trevor James a chance to really break things down, analyze things, work with the lads. I think it'll be really good setting up the Independent Cup and heading into the fall season as well.
So as Nate Steinwasser waves goodbye, we will wave goodbye as well. 0-0, the final score here at Keyworth tonight. Big thank you to everybody that watched. From broadcast partner John Krieger, our entire crew here at Keyworth. My name is Neil Rule, reminding you one final time. 0-0, the final score here from Keyworth. Thank you everybody for watching NISA Soccer. Well, see you later.